think we're good then. I have talked to everyone. Let's check out the what are we, is this thing okay? No, wait, not in the skills. Alistair has, oh, is it not? Wait, no. Okay. Minor Constitution. Saul doesn't get one. Oh, there's also somebody already named Anansal. I can't remember where I saw it. You know, it might have been when I was looking at the Dalish Elvish language on the wiki. I think I saw, like, Anansal was somebody's name or something. I was like, no. Oh, she has a minor bonus to willpower. Minor magic. Sten doesn't like me. Liliana has minor cunning. Okay, so I need to get presents for Sten. Apparently my downloads aren't working. I thought they were, maybe they're completely paused. I'm not sure. I know I'm playing the game and they usually pause when you're playing, but I also, it didn't say it was pause the download now, and when I went in to check my active downloads, there weren't any in there, which usually means that it's done. And none of them seemed super big. Okay, but that was everybody, right? I do apologize again. I did miss Sten. We actually got Sten's conversation, which was interesting, but we missed Liliana's conversation where I came into camp because I thought I had talked to everybody, so I was like redoing everything really quickly that time when I went back and like changed her face, you know? So I went back and I accidentally talked to Liliana and I hadn't talked to her yet, and so it was we talking about her vision, and basically I was like, you can think what you want to think, you know, like it's not my, I mean, like, you know, I'm not a big fan of the Chantry, but if you are, that's your thing, you know. I think, oh god, okay, so me, I want to bring Win,
yes,
and my dog, and I'd like to bring Zev, but I think I'll bring Liliana. Oh, no, I want to bring, oh shoot, okay,
indeed.
Morgan,
Horsefeather,
and Zev.
Yes.
Okay. That seems like an interesting... Just to get to the Dalish camp. You know what I mean? We're gonna go to the Dalish camp. Dalish camp. Dalish camp. Dalish camp. Dalish camp. Do they do level up, don't they? I'll have to check and see if Morgan has points. Oh, sorry about that. She does indeed. I don't think it showed up in the camp. That's a little, oh wait, Morgan, level up. It would be interesting to give her, is that all I have, really? Does she not level up? Like, if you don't take her out? Shoot. Magic. Let's give her that one. Just because I want to be sure that, yeah. Oh, level 10, okay. I want to be sure that she can help the HALLAAA if that's the case, if that's a thing that can happen. Ooh, should I give her the Blizzard? The Blizzard one looks really cool. Let's see, she's already got that, and she's got Entropy. Ooh, Vulnerability Hex. Suffers cold resistance. Flex penalties to cold resistance. Okay. Huh. Oh wow, she's also got... So she's kind of doing the entropy thing. Ooh, 30 magic. I could give her that one. Drains the target enemy of energy. Drains target of energy, inflicting penalties to attacking defense, as well as reducing movement speed. Okay. Huh. Wow. Ooh, that's so tempting. Also, this one. Oh, I don't want that one, though, but that one's cool. Let's see. Ooh, or we haven't, ooh, maybe we should do that. Yes, let's do that. It's a good base to have. Okay. Onwards!
Think of it, Zevran. They have stumbled into a most possibility for your future.
Oh,
I knew they would talk.
Are you dispensing professional advice now?
It simply occurs to me that if, say, Alistair were to become King of Ferelden, he may have need of someone of your talents.
How do you know what he is?
There would be a fair difference between what he needed and what he cared to make use of.
If Alistair becomes king, it would certainly not be through any brilliance on his part. Whoever puts him there, now there's the one who will need you.
Now that's an interesting thought. You've such a devious mind, my dear. Why have we not made love as of yet?
For what purpose? I would sooner stab you in the face than let you touch me, elf.
And somehow that makes the idea even more intriguing.
I knew it! I knew there was going to be sexual tension between those two. Oh, I'm jealous. Jealous. Let's see. Pacha. I have somebody here who could maybe help you.
I don't know. Do you have any skills that might help her? If you do, I would be grateful.
Oh, freaking, it's not gonna work. Oh, let's try. Maybe.
No. No, I'm sorry. She isn't calming anymore around.
I wasn't sure if it would, like, if Morrigan's survival skill would affect.
What do you think?
This.
I am glad you attempted it, regardless. I will watch her for...
Maybe, okay, I should probably give Morrigan something else then. You know what I mean? Oh, was that like... Oh, gall. Was that like just as I got in? Or what? What? But... Not sure. Let's try. I really don't want to have to talk to everybody. Oh, it did it. Auto-saved after I talked to that guy. Okay, well, oh well. We'll just have to deal with Morrigan having that survival skill that she does. That's fine, I guess. Not really a big deal. But I will call it here. And this will probably be cut into makes it easier. I think I think I'm gonna have to start doing that, where I make them kind of long, and then, why didn't I read this? I swear I did. Oh, why is it still glowing? Why is Gillenane glowing? Alright, actually, I'm gonna read a couple more thingies. If you guys want, you can read them with me. Okay. History of the, how do I, whoa. Okay, there we go. Oops. Aw, man. Aw, nah, aw. It, like, went through all of them down there on an accident. In the years following the siege of Silver's Peak, all those who carried the Dryden name were hunted by King Arlan's forces. Our noble Dryden name was smeared, and all lands and holdings belonged to the Drydens were seized by the crown. The king feared that rebellion started by Sophia would be kept alive by her loyal friends and family. So anybody suffered, no allies. Uh-oh. Bought passage to Antiva on a merchant vessel. Okay, so in Antiva, he built a quiet life for himself and his nephew. Uh-oh, okay, so the name Dryden was almost forgotten. She reclaimed the name Dryden for her and King Arlan lies dead, the Dryden name lives on, our family survived and thrived since the death of Sophia Dryden. The nobles of Ferelden may still spit on the Dryden name, but we Dryden know that Sophia Dryden was greater than them, almost a queen and the hero of the people of Ferelden. Okay, I don't know if you want to read. The Long Walk was something really interesting. I didn't know what was going, like, what that was about. It reminds me very much of the Trail of Tears for the Native Americans in America, obviously, I guess, in the United States, many years ago. But after they were granted the land, they had to walk, and I read a little bit of it in the Dales thing, where they talk about the Dales being the exodus of elves, having to walk down to the Dales, and that was called the Long Walk. They carried people if they couldn't walk, sometimes left them behind, but many perished along the way. That kind of like the pioneer trek across the West too, in a way. You know, being kicked out of your homes and stuff, you know, in like, I think it was the, I'm sure there's other examples, but it was like the Utah, or the Mormons. They trekked across from Missouri and Illinois. They'd been like kicked out and like murdered and stuff, and like a bunch of them had been killed and everything, and they decided that they weren't gonna hang out there anymore, and they decided to go west out to Utah and like Idaho and stuff, I think, and then they just kind of made it their own, but to escape persecution from where they came from. So I'll say some people decided to turn back. Maybe was that where like the alien ages come from? But the gods rewarded them. It's really interesting. The where was it? Were we reading it in the geography of Ferelden, or the Aravels were pretty? That sounded very pretty. But it does say that if you get close to them, most Dalish don't like the humans and will just as soon as put a bunch of arrows in you as not. It said, I think it was on the Dales where it talked about their new city. It describes the elves as being sort of the instigators. It wasn't just that the humans were like, oh, screw the elves, they're worshipping the different gods again. But what it said is that the elves started to become isolationists, posting Emerald Knights, guarded their borders and stuff, rebuking efforts at trade or civilized discourse, which I can't really blame them for doing that, because they came from such a bad place and nobody was willing to take them. And I really doubt there was a whole lot of efforts at trade or civilized discourse from the other people, I guess, like Fereldans and Orlais and stuff. But it's good to know that there's both sides. And then we have the elves that attacked the Red Crossing, which I only knew about because it actually happened to be a little side quest that you come upon, I think, in the Dales, when you are playing an Inquisition. And it actually seemed like a pretty big deal, and I didn't know about it. And it was just like a side quest, and I was like, this should probably be more like advertised, because this is really important. It actually tells you what actually happened in the Red Crossing. And it was quite interesting. Lothering. Boop, located to the north. Huh. There was a feud? Oh. China TV. There are many lords and ladies. Alright, we read this. Where they, the titles. Ostagar. Yes, I think we've read this one. Redcliffe. That Redcliffe was put under siege by the guy who came in and decided he was gonna be king, like the first one way back, the Theron guy. I feel like the village should probably be a little bit more, you know, protected. Yeah, this, oh, that was intense. The Imperium is little more than a dilapidated old slattern. By Brother Jenna TV. Gods had risen, twisted, and corrupted. The remaining gods of Tevinter were silent, withdrawn. What writing we have filled with despair. Weishaupt's fortress in the desolate Anderfels. Soldiers of the Imperium, seasoned veterans who had known nothing their entire lives in this hopeless war, came together. When they left Weishaupt, they renounced their oaths to the Imperium. So it was the Imperium who started the Wardens. Alright. There's something in the Fade in Inquisition at one point in one of the quests when you're in the Fade, which I think there's only really one big one, that talks about the beginning of the Wardens a little bit. You get like a handwritten note from like, I think one of the original or right before they founded the Wardens. 4 have risen as archdemons, so that, because we're on the 5th blight in right now, right? Nah. This is Sister Patrine again. Karkari Wilds. I have read this before. Right. Sun's dead. Darkspawn. In the Age of Towers. Sister Patrine again. Alright, cool. We read all those. Oh boy. He was a novice Templar. Mother was a serving girl. Right. He's fascinated by magic, even as his life is defined by fighting his darker manifestations. He has a fondness... Oh, so here's where you can tell what they want. He has a fondness for strange runestones and figural studies of arcane creatures. Okay, that would explain it then. We've been given the gift of freedom by our forebears. Let's not squander it. The only child of war hero Logain Mactir. She's never stayed quietly in the background. She was the one... It was common knowledge that the 5 years of Nora and Kaelin held the throne together. She was the one wielding the power. She is held in much higher esteem than her husband by the people of Ferelden, nobility and commoners alike, and commands the respect of even foreign nations, having once inspired Empress Selene of Orlais to declare Honora of Ferelden is a solitary rose among brambles. He was kind of like a child. I mean, really. King Kaelin. Who's Cothrine? She came to Logain's service the hard way. She belonged to a poor family who was out doing work on the farm. When she saw a man on horseback being attacked by bandits, she rushed to his assistance. Haha, though she was hardly shy, took her in, offering her a position with his soldiers, and she climbed through the ranks with sheer determination. Becoming the commander of Marek's shield, Logain's elite soldiers, was the proudest moment of her life. Who was she? Was she the one standing next to him at that one point, you know? When we saw when he commanded everybody to retreat. I feel like I'm sleeping, but I guess I'm not. While most of the bands and Earls of Ferelden cart their children with them to the lands meet in the interest of eventually marrying them off, Connor has spent his entire life at Redcliffe, and it's hardly surprising. The child possessed the gift of magic. By law, he should have been taken into the circle of Mage at the first sign, abdicating his kindred Redcliffe. Instead, the boy was kicked out of public view. Hushed up. Bad things happened. Mages are beacons. Untrained Connor tore the veil asunder. What? He was freed from the demon's power at a terrible price, the cost of his mother's life. No, he wasn't. What? Everybody was fine. Do I need to go back? Because did she die? Because that's really weird. That's not how it happened. Gave up his family name. Right, we did read about Duncan. Arl Eamon. He's one of the king's most trusted advisors. While not a large, it's critical strategic point. A well-respected man, though not the most charismatic. My Uncle Eamon is a man everyone thinks well of, when they remember to think of him at all. Shoot. Flemeth, you are required to do nothing, least of all believe. Beautiful woman. High ever. For a long time they lived happily until a young poet. Alright, this is her story. Stealing men from the Chasine to serve monstrous daughters. Interesting. Gregor. Oh, this is Gregor. Arl Rendon Howe. Who's this? Amarathing winds along the scene. The Arling of Amar. So the Arling is the land. Okay. Known for its temper. He was born during the occupation. And like many nobles of the time, joined Prince Merrick's noble. So it's Merrick, not Merrick. Where's Merrick? From like M-E-R. Fought alongside young Bryce Cousland, featured Terran of Highever, and Leonis Bryland, featured Arl of Southreach at the bloody Battle of White River. It was the most catastrophic defeat of the entire occupation, from which only 50 rebel soldiers escaped alive. Although he's decorated for valor by King Merrick, Howe's abrasive manners have earned him almost universal dislike of his peers. I'll probably read about that in the book I got. So he's got 2 quotes because he's alive. There's no higher office. Right, the surrogate parent thing. Alessa. It was rumored that since each new report, since they were to fit violence rage, his court taking to poisoning messengers before they could deliver their accounts. Isolde's family was 10th to be given the difficult task of governing Redcliffe, and since most of the previous Earls had either been murdered by their bands or beheaded by the Emperor, they did not approach the job with a great deal of enthusiasm. Isolde met Eamon, not realizing that he was the rightful heir to her father's domain, and quickly became smitten with him for being part of the resistance. Never mind that it was her family he was resisting. Yeah, perhaps a bit too romantic for her own good, she insisted upon staying behind with Eamon when the rest of her family was driven out. When her only son began to show signs of possessing magic, Isolde tried to cover it up, knowing that he would be taken from her by the Circle if found out. She hired an apostate. She did not give her life to free Connor from the demonic influence. Why is it saying that? You got, like, I went into the Fade. That was a big deal. Like, I got the mages to come help us. Ugh. Yeah. She spent much of her life. Oh. Okay. She keeps symbols of Andraste's blessings close to her heart, so that's something we would give her. Right, we read this. I can't imagine Enora is being cool with that. Her mother claims to be Flemeth, if that's true. Morgan might well be a very powerful witch. She was made to accompany... Critical eye is not reserved solely for others. Knowing or not, she has a simple fondness for jewelry and is very particular about her appearance. He doesn't say anything about liking sweets. Okay. Win. Huh. It's perfectly hard to think about the many indignities you plan to inflict on your enemies, but to talk about it, well, that would be unladylike. She was well liked by all of her mentors, recognized and accepted a gifted student. Even the Templars who watched her could not deny that she represented the best that Circle had to offer. She was an intelligent young woman who possessed quiet confidence and maturity beyond her years. She spent many years mentoring apprentices within the Circle, and her peers thought so highly of her that she was asked to be First Enchanter, Irving's successor. Oh, First Enchanter, Irving's successor, but she refused, saying that she had no desire to work in the upper echelons. When word reached the Tower of King Caelan's call to arms, Wynne volunteered to go. For Wynne, the printed word is a window to the true understanding. A scholar by heart, she feels that what a people commit to the page is sacred by definition. Okay. Is an old severe elf with little love for outsiders, but his clan is facing a more trying enemy than most. Boop beep boop beep boop. We've read some of this. Right. Zevran. Okay, he found himself mercy. They showed him unexpected mercy, and in return he swore aid. The wardens shows an affinity for many things in life. A simple bar. Uncomplicated by... Okay, so he really does like those. He's a wolf possessed by a powerful spirit and the source of the werewolf curse that plagues the Brazilian forest. Huh, okay. These fellows light in her most brilliant, but nothing on the earth could ever quench her fire. The young Arlen's rival for the throne of Ferelden. Dryden was a strong and charismatic leader with much support from the Banor. When Arlen finally won the crown, Dryden refused to relent. She pushed her claim, was caught, accused of treason. She was forced to join the Grey Wardens. Oh boy. Okay, she reinvigorated them. Uh-oh, wow. Okay, Arlen was a bad guy. Oh, so somebody, they had mentioned before that it was a problem that she had gotten involved in politics, and I think at one point somebody mentions, like, except for one notable time, the Grey Wardens never get involved in politics. I'm not sure that was in Inquisition or in Origins. But, so, because he was being a devious king, according to this source, anyway, it's always good to at least get 2 sources, if not 3, to verify before you make any decisions. So they were asking her to intercede, and she agreed, even though... And I could see it falling within the realm of the Grey Wardens in a way, but at the same time it was definitely involved in politics. Because they really are supposed to just stick with the Blight. Learned of the rebellion, he suspended all tithing to the Grey Wardens, and... Oh, so that's why they're no longer welcoming, or they weren't welcoming Ferelden. Yes, they're supposed to remain politically, felt disgraced by Dryden's involvement in the Ferelden politics, and left her side even as the king's forces lay siege. Oh, and she died there, okay. Wow. Alright. Well, I will... Haha, tactics. Party approval, area map, combat basic, blah 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 blah. These are things that maybe I should have looked at. Wow, there's a lot. Like, there's a lot of controls. I'm gonna leave it here. Maybe I'll just try to read some stuff at the end of every video so then people don't have to watch it if they don't want to. But we do need to catch up, and I do like to try and keep on top of what I'm reading. Like, I like to keep on top, like, when I get it, I want to read it, you know, so that way I have more information for the quest at hand. Because I kind of sped through the beginning of this game, and I didn't get as far as I was kind of worried about. I think we still have a good way to go. We still have to, well, we still have to go to finish Redcliffe and go get the dwarf guy. Is that it? Or go to the dwarves. So we had the elves, mages, Redcliffe. Oh, wow. Okay, so we're probably like a little bit over halfway there. I'm probably not going to go to Denerim.